Good morning. It's Don Taylor coming to you from my little place here in Boston Bar, British Columbia. Uh, I've been looking over the comments and all that on the recent YouTube uploads that I've been doing, and I found out that if you make it for kids, then the YouTube actually uh, does not allow comments. We know there's all kinds of control over the internet, and so on this open sharing of the information that I have, I'm going to make all my videos not for kids. Not because I don't like kids, is that I do require people uh, to have a way to be able to communicate and give back to me on the information that I'm releasing concerning the building of the places of refuge. Right. This includes the energy technology, relocation platform technology, and how to build the ArkShip communities. I just had a reply from someone. Uh, they were saying that one of their relatives actually owns Pacific Domes in Oregon. And so I could use this, with if you take a look at the Pacific Domes, we know that Buckmaster Fuller was instrumental in making the geodesic dome initially many years ago, but it hasn't really gone further than that. And in 2009, summer of 2009, I was living in Mission, British Columbia, not far from here actually, but maybe an hour and a half, a couple hours. And I had a dream on a new type of interlocking hexagonal floor system. And so I spent probably 3 months developing, doing the paperwork. And that summer I started making the relocation platform technology. And since that time, I've really advanced it over the years. And so if you had it's set this kind of scenario. We know that we're just before a major catastrophic earthquake that's going to hit California. I would say that we're months away from this event taking place, and this was shown to one brother. Uh, he saw a weather event like a hurricane type of storm hit California prior to California being hit with a big one. We know that these times are coming up, right? They can't be stopped. America has entered into a time of judgment. But what do you do about the fallout? What do you do about how do you pick up all the pieces? How do you set up in a disaster zone after the after the fact, right? And we know that the military has ways of being able to set up tents and all that on the ground. Army tents, things like that. We know that we have the FEMA camps and all that. The FEMA camps they're not designed to check out; they're just designed to check in, right? But anyway, we know that a major destruction is coming. Major judgment is about to hit California, and catastrophic damage and loss of life. But how do you pick up the pieces? How do you pick up the pieces? How do you take care of the people for a long-term situation? So Pacific Domes, they have a lot of good domes, and they perfected the art. And so even if you took one of their largest domes, like an event dome, that would be, I think they got some domes over 100 foot in diameter, 120 feet. So if you got a dome that's 100 foot across. That means the interior is going to be around 5 stories, and that's a big area. Uh, you know, but how do you make use? How do you make use? How do you maximize the use of that dome? And using the relocation platform technology, it's possible to design a hexagonal floor system. Like the floor system would be in the shape of a hexagonal that are interlocking, that are supported in the center, right? And so it allows you to put together a way to build a multiple floor system. Say in that 5-story building or Pacific Dome, you could actually put down your main floor that would be off the ground, and to where it would have a second level, a third level, and maybe a fourth level. And so so that your main level could be used as the main access where people come together to eat and socialize and things like that. And you might have the second level and the third level could be for apartment accommodation, where you could have accommodation around the periphery of the relocation platform technology, because you're still under a dome, right? You're protected from the weather. And the top might be an atrium for growing food or whatever. So in case of a natural disaster or hurricane or tsunami, this would be the best option. And the Pacific domes they're designed to take a lot of to handle extreme weather, right? And if you're off the ground, you're already you'll be protected from floods. You know, if you do get a flood coming in, you can set up the ground system to where you could get a couple feet of water coming in, but you're elevated. You have an elevated a floor system in place, right? And you can have your staircases. You can make it diversified. You can make it as funky as you want. Well, we're coming into those times that we're going to need this, things like this. And like I was saying, the Lord gave me the relocation platform technology back in the spring of 2009, and it was, so by summer, early fall, I actually started making the prototypes, and they work. They work perfect. And in order to perfect the system, you're either going to 3D print the platforms, or it might be some kind of a plastic injection system that you could use. You want to be able to fast track it, right? And so that's possibility. Maybe God's going to open up the door to work with Pacific Domes to design the relocation platform technology. And this would be great for growing food, right? Because you'd have the entire outer periphery for growing food. And your housing could be on the inside. You could have light coming in through the geometric core. You're only limited by your imagination. But anyway, this particular podcast, I'm just making the announcement that these videos will. I like to be able to keep the comments enabled, and so these videos will not be made for kids. And so I've been away from YouTube for over a year, and we're coming into a time where I don't think the internet's going to be around much longer. And what we need to do quickly, because of the climate chaos that's coming on the planet, that it's critical. It's critical that if you want to retain your freedom and your liberty, you want to break away from the system. If you stay within the cities, you will become trapped in destruction one way or another. And in just a matter of time that that the grid's going to go dark throughout the world. And God's about to intervene on human affairs and to bring forth a power move like there's never been on this been on the earth before. We're about to see a revival. We're about to see the glory of the Lord is about to be poured out upon the earth. God's going to remove the veil, and He's going to send forth a wave of healing to every city, every town, that every single person alive is going to hear the gospel of the kingdom. The one last message, one last time, to bring the sweet souls into the kingdom of God. And because this earth as we know it is coming to an end. We're at that time. We're in the 7-year tribulation period. God's going to bring to a close. God is closing the age of mankind as we now know it. And that the millennial kingdom is going to be ushered in. And I'm hoping, I'm still young enough that I still could be alive when the millennial kingdom is ushered in. You know, this is a huge thing. And that the devil's not going to win in this, and that the Nephilim are not going to win on this. And I was surprised this morning. I was listening to Vicki Parnell on a recent dream that she had, where she was saying that that President Putin, he comes from a Nephilim bloodline, and that's why he's the way that he is, right? And that he actually searches the the mystics and the dark arts as far as what to do. You know, Nebuchadnezzar did the same thing, and but she was saying, or God was saying through her in that dream, if you're Nephilim, if you're of a Nephilim seed, you might be part Nephilim, right? Say you're 1/3 Nephilim and 2/3 human, that your soul can still be saved. Now, is that not God's mercy or what? Anyway, I'm going to leave it here and get this video uploaded. God bless your day.